So yeah, we have done it. I'm sitting here in the shades right now, and the morning sun is rolling in on the bees. We have bees, guys, and it's the second day. I have you have the base of the hive is where the queen is laying her eggs. Then on top of that you have like a divider that gets the bees to go through it, the working bees, but the queen hasn't, she can't move between the layers. So on the top layer of a hive there will be more honey, just honey, not larvae and stuff like that. And they are starting to wake up now, just as I'm sitting here. So they are preparing right now. I have one hive that's number 1, a hive number 2, and a hive number 3 and 4. And the 4 is seeming like it's more active. Let's turn around the camera and see. So here you can see them. I'm going to focus in a little bit. And there you can see hive 4. They are starting the morning. And I'm calling number 4 minion, obvious reasons. And then you can see number 3. There's some crawling out of that too. And then we have 1 and 2 over there. And they're starting to get out. When I started just 5 minutes ago, none of them were active, or just 1 or 2. But they are starting to get out of the hive right now. And it's very interesting. So you can see the yellow box on top of the other box is where they're going to just have honey. And hopefully when the seasons go on now, I can build on top of that and have even more honey on the next floor and the next floor after that. But the base of it all, there is where the queen is, and she's making workers. And the workers, when they start out, they are little babies, and they're just like doing the kind of kindergarten assignments. So they are just taking care of the larvae and stuff like that, helping out the queen. And when the wings get stronger, like probably 5 days or so, they are starting to be working bees and going on site and pollinating and getting the nectar and yeah, everything they need to sustain the hive. So what we do as beekeepers, we are manipulating their behavior, so they are making just honey. There are like that's their surviving thing, that they are making like food for the hive. So the idea and what we are doing as beekeepers are, we're taking the surplus of the thing while making sure they have a good run and they are staying healthy and having water and stuff like that. So inside the hive there are like 10 frames where they can put their honey on. Yeah, I'm not going to open that today. Me and my son, yesterday we were putting on the extra box on top here, and we are going to just leave it for them for a day or 2, and then I'm going to do an inspection on them. But in the second or first floor, how you want to address it, there's one frame that's filled with water, so they can drink inside the hive. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting to see how they react now. The sun is coming in. You can see behind us the sun ray is starting to creep in down the valley here, and it's going to come in here. And I suspect to see they're going more bees in there coming out and doing their work. Like all insects, they are going to, the warmer it is, the more active they are going to be. And I don't have my equipment on right now. There are different breeds of bees, and these are not that aggressive. But yeah, when you are working with the inside and open up the boxes and everything, then they are starting to, okay, now we have to defend our queen. So then you have your equipment on, your beekeeper dress, where you see the white with the hat and everything. And that's just to protect yourself and also the bees, because bees are insects that they have this little broad behind them. It's kind of formed like a hook. So if they are stinging you, they are going to hold that hook inside you, and they are going to rip their torso off. So there's like a kamikaze. So when they are doing the defending of the queen, they're dying in the progress. So by keeping the dress on and everything like that, you are also saving them from just dying. So it's kind of a brutal death. And the drones, the males of the beehive, so there's just a few males every season, and they have living a good life. They can be from one hive to, so all these number 4 bees, there are number 4. So if they are not coming in with honey, so if there are without honey, number 4, and going to number 3, they are going to get killed. But if they have honey, they can go inside number 3. So it's kind of like, yeah, you can pay your taxes and you can live wherever you want. But it's kind of funny that way. But you can see they're more active now than if you are rewinding your video now. You can see from before and now there's a little bit more active. 1 and 2 are less active. So it's going to be interesting to open it up maybe tomorrow or the day after and see how many bees there are inside. I haven't taken the count of them yet, because they have been traveling for like 10 or so hours in car. So just let them settle in a little bit and get to know the new places. And when you are open the lid, the door down there, they shouldn't you shouldn't close it and then relocate them, because they are going to be so confused of where they are. So they are just now getting to know their new place, and it's very interesting. So yeah, a lot of the things I'm saying right now is a theory. This is my first attempt of being a beekeeper. I hope I can get it right the first time I'm doing this and get honey, get the bees to survive the winter, and do again next year. So that's the long hope here. So any questions and everything, yeah, just ask. So yeah, I was starting about the drones, and they're the males, and they can actually jump from one box to the other, and they will be taken good care of and everything. But when they start mating with the queen, a virgin queen, yeah, they also have, they don't have yeah, the broad the thing behind in the yeah. Wow. Okay, English words. All of a sudden I just have forgotten what it's called. The stinger. Yeah, the stinger. They don't have the stinger. They just have the penis. And just like the stinger, if they use it, you rip off your torso and die. So it's a very brutal death for them to So it's one and done for them. So they have to make it right. And then the queen saves all that thing, all the jizz, and they can, when they are laying their larvae, they can fertilize it with the seed, for each egg they lay. And if they don't put the seed inside the larvae or the egg, they will be drones. And if not, they are being bees. And the bees, if they serve one of the larvae more honey, the queen's honey, they will produce a new queen. So if they give them more nutrition, they will become the queen. So there is a food for thought, though. So if you have a good nutrition, you can be the queen. Yeah, so interesting. I kind of see the number 1 and 2 starting to live up again. And I was hoping this video we can run it till the sun was hitting them. And as we turn, it's starting to creep on to the hives, but it's taking a minute. I was banking on like 10 minutes, but now we are on 11 minutes. So it's a little bit more before they come up here. But it's a little bit windy, and I was considering placing them somewhere else. They have the wind is coming from circa there, so it's hitting them a little bit. But it's not very hard, but they are kind of flying a little bit high when they are taking to wings. So I'm kind of a little irritated. But I hope this wind is stopping to annoy them too much, so they can just live their life. There's going to be warmer the next day and the next day after that. So yeah, and I'm hoping when I'm opening the hives to have a health check on them, we have a warm day. So because if there's a warm day, they are going to be more happy with it. And yeah, so I don't know, I'm not that far from them, 10 steps or so from the hive. So there is a little bit risk for some of them stinging me, of course, but they are not going to be super aggressive and trying to take me down. But every queen can have their own personality. So number 1 queen can make a lot of angry bees, and then the rest can be docile and so on. But it seems like they are just okay bees so far. And if you can see, there's where I live. And if you, whoa, okay. If you can see the tree there is flowering right now. And yesterday we had a lot of bees over there. And they can fly for 3 kilometers. And that's very interesting. And they can fly about 1 or 2 kilometers straight up in the air too. So they can fly over here and into the blueberry fields and strawberries and raspberries and currant, all the things that it's going to be interesting to see how, when you have super pollinators, what they're going to do to all the berries and stuff. That's going to be very interesting. But yeah, you can see them starting to live a little bit more now. And yeah, I was like, am I going too fast putting in the top floor here? But yeah, it seems like it's okay, and I think I just leave them for a day or two now, so they can just relax without a big weird creature coming in and ripping off their roof and stuff. Who knows what the insect is thinking, but I think I would feel more secure when nobody's messing with me too much. Yesterday they had this big hum. I can hear it all the way to my house there when I was walking over here to check on them, and they're seeming like they are not that. I perceive that as a kind of irritated noise. Now they're just mumbling and making just bee noise. It's a little bit hard to describe with words, the difference. It's the same like noise or sound, but yesterday was much bigger. And I don't know if you can hear it right now even. So yeah, and yeah, that's why I'm not going straight up to them and filming with my camera. It's not that I'm afraid or anything. I just can put up my suit and go there, but I kind of want to give them the space so they can just be happy bees and doing their thing. Yeah, okay. The sun is very slow. It's like, has it moved at all? I don't know. I was banking on it coming in here a little bit sooner than this. So hopefully you're enjoying this. And yeah, of course, it's a video, so you can fast forward if you want to. So yeah, we transported them in this wagon over there. So it's a close, and it doesn't have the boogie system. So it's a very, when bees are they don't like vibrations. They don't have that good of a hearing, but they are very sensitive to vibrations, and they're very sensitive to a big silhouette of things. See, and you should always move kind of slow and don't jump around and smack on them, because that's aggression, and that they are going to read that as aggression of this unknown entity, big entity, and it's like, oh, this is a bear. Now we're going to attack. So when you are around bears, yeah, I don't know what you do with around bears, but around bees, you should be just calm and collective. So, and this is a little bit what drives me into beekeeping in the first place. Just yeah, you have to be a little bit controlled and easygoing around them. So if you have any reactions, emotions, like fear or something like that, you have to keep that in check a little bit. So it's a interesting thing to do. Maybe we should just move a little bit into them. I'm going to film from side, I think. So if we go a little bit closer and see how that looks. So again, I don't want to impose my pressure, but there you go. They are, to me it seems like most of them are just flying around and starting to, where am I, and stuff like that. But some are zipping out and seeking the new places. And they are starting to be more and more active. So do they feel, my question is, do they feel the sun is starting to come on them? Because it's not here yet, but there's a little bit different warmth in the like in the area. So are they more sensitive to the minute, the little difference in the weather? I don't know. No, it seems like number 3 is more active than number 4. Interesting. So, yeah, aesthetic wise, I wanted to have wood boxes to keep the bees inside. But it's more practical to just have these, I don't know what to call it even, styrofoam boxes. They are much lighter to carry and handle. And just one box here can contain like yeah, upwards of 10-20 kilograms. So you want to have, I want to have less weight as possible. Also, you know, you're taking that up and moving it around, and so you don't topple and crash into the thing and into to the bees. That would be catastrophic. There could be like there probably aren't, but that there could be like all from 10,000 bees, that maybe are the case right now, to upwards of 50-60,000 bees inside one of those, produced by a queen. And a queen can be like 3 to 4 years old. Yeah, they are more active now. And now I can see number 1 is more active than number 2. Hello. You can see there. But they're not that active anymore. Then, yeah, they're probably as active as when we started recorded 3 and 4. And why is that? Is that because they are weaker boxes over there in 1 and 2? Or is it because they are slightly more close to the sun and they are feeling the warmth a little bit more? Yeah, this is questions I'm going to have the answer for in a day or two when we are opening up and seeing inside, and determining if a hive is strong or less strong. So when a beekeeper calls it strong, it's you can see bees on every frame. You take up all the 10 out of the beehive and you're seeing on that, and you can see just bees all over the frame. And then you can just say it's strong. So yeah, if every frame is, if there are 9 or 10, yeah, it's strong, less strong, I guess. But if there are like half the thing, then you have a weak hive, and then you have to make a decision. Because what you can do, you can take a frame from one of the stronger hives with larvae and stuff inside it, and you take the larvae over to the ones with no larvae. And right now I'm suspecting maybe one is a weak one. That's less than 50% of the frames are filled with larvae and bees. Now they are starting to be active, and I don't know if you can really spot it, but they are flying much more zippity zappity up in the air, and they are flying 2-3 meters up in the air. I don't think I have it on the camera, but I can see it with my eyes, so I'm trying to describe what I'm seeing. And they are zipping around in circles. It's wind, so they fly a little bit. It's very interesting with bees. When they fly, if they fly against the wind, they fly faster. And if they fly with their belly filled with nectar and stuff, like they have cargo on them, they fly even faster. So they can fly like 4 or 5 kilometers faster with baggage and against the wind. And I don't know, I have no clue why that's it. And you know, airplanes should be be made like look like a bee, and you will have zip faster, I guess. It's very interesting. I don't know why it is like that, but it seems legit because like I said, the wind comes from there. And yesterday I can see them all over the places here, but when I looked over this way, I couldn't see them anywhere. This here is raspberry, so there's going to be supply, and there's currant, and yeah, a lot of blueberry fields around here. Is it coffee fields? Probably not. But yeah, they are starting to be more active. And now, now I can spot number 2. Nah, number 1 and 2 are kind of a little bit quieter than the other ones. So hey, if you're still watching the video, I'm just saying thank you for that. Much appreciated. Filming when I work on, like yesterday and stuff like that, setting up the camera and stuff, it's very difficult. I'm going to try to do something about it. But for right now, this is what you're getting. But we are, I am planning to film more about how the actual thing when we are looking inside the frames and stuff like that. But it's all new to me, and I'm trying to do first and foremost, it's I don't want to mess it up. There's so much thing you can do to mess it up, and I'm going on a hunch that it is actually just time to put on the floor where they can produce the honey. In Norway we call it the treasure. Just that's the treasure box where you're putting the honey, just the honey. So the top layer, the yellow ones, all the 10 frames there are going to be honey on. No larvae, nothing like that. Yeah, so, but yeah, so so I'm taking a little bit of a gamble, because what you are supposed to do when you're getting the hive, you should make them just 2-3 days, 4 days, just with the bottom one. My thinking is it's kind of warm already. It's starting to be summer. It's we are in June. This is their prime This is where they're starting to mass produce their larvae and stuff, in the south of Norway. It's a bit colder here in northern Norway, so they are having to work a little bit more to keep it warm at night and stuff. And that's another reason to have it in styrofoam. It's a little bit more isolated, so they yeah. And yeah, the frames are in wood, and so everything that's connected to the honey, to the food, is like real stuff. It's not plastic. As I said before, I really wanted the wood ones, just for aesthetics, and just also I just want to reduce the most plastic I can do. But the health of the bees and the health of myself, trying to lift the thing, triumph that the aesthetic looks of it, basically. So finding the good solution that makes sense, having pollinators, good pollinators here where I live. As far as I know, nobody has had bees on this peninsula where I live. And as I said, 3 kilometers, they're going to pollinate everything. And when a bee is landing on look at how active they are, landing on a flower, the next bee is going to, oh, somebody has been here. So they go to the next one. So they are not just stopping on one all the time. When I watched bumblebees, I think they just willy-nilly it. They're just, they're living the life. But the bees that are like working bees, they take it serious, kind of. It's very interesting, and they're zipping so fast, and they are just, there's another way of life, I guess, to them. So it's very interesting to learn about them. And don't get me wrong, bumblebees are very awesome. And that was one of my thoughts. And do I take, when I put my bees here, will that distort the natural order of things? Will the bumblebee stop being here? My hope is that that's not the case. So that's one of the things I'm going to have a keen eye for this year. All the years I've lived here, I've just seen bumblebees, just 3-4 around wherever I am, doing their stuff, bumblebeing. And hopefully, yeah, they're going to be just coexisting. That's what I'm banking on and what I hope for. And if not, there's a lot of space for the bumblebees to be and finding stuff. So my thinking is, if they are distorting the habitat of bumblebees here, there's not going to be too much distortion, because there aren't a beehive close to here. The next beehive, there are 3 beehives I know of, beehive places I know of here where I live, and they are well sorted out. There's not a very close gap between us. So yeah, hey, if you're being here still like half an hour in, thank you so much. Much appreciated. And I hope we'll make just more videos like this. And it's still going to be, I'm not going to work too hard with the videos and stuff like that. This is going to be kind of like the vibe of the channel, I think. But I'm going to try to have you with me and experience how it's to be a beekeeper here in northern parts of Norway. We are well past the Arctic Circle. There are beekeepers farther north than me. One of the beekeepers that collected beehives was from like you have to drive even 12 hours more. So these take like 12 hours to come from where they come from, and they have to drive 12 hours more to the location she was having her bees. So it's doable, but it's extreme, and you have to do a lot of things correct to have bees here. There's no historic beekeeping in the northern parts of Norway, as far as I know. And when I say historic, when you're stretching back like the 19, 18, 16, you know, back in time. Because you can't just these ones, if they are swarming and making a new place to be, if a hive is so strong. So that's why I put on the box, by the way. I saw a lot of bees in the frames here when they arrived. So I was like, maybe they are going to swarm if I'm not going to put up the boxes. So I don't know. Like everything I do here is kind of guessing. I have been schooled, but my sensation is that every beekeeper is kind of doing it their own thing. We are trying to do the same thing, but at the same time, you have to be a kind of lazy beekeeper, but at the same time a reactive beekeeper, and you have to respond to how the different hives are. So maybe that hive is going to just have one of those boxes. That one is going to have one of those boxes and then a half of that box. And maybe this is going to have 4 boxes and this is going to have 3 boxes. Who knows? So you can't do the same thing for everybody. But yeah, you have to start, I think, with everybody has to produce honey. So there we are. And I'm going to try to make a 5th colony of the bees with what we have here. So I'm going to wait about 2 weeks in here, make them settle in, and then I'm going to take another box, and I'm going to take frames from all the strong hives, so maybe 3 of them, and yeah, put it a little bit away from the rest of them, because the drones are even more sensitive to smell and stuff. So they can smell a virgin bee wherever, a queen bee wherever, and when a beehive do not have a queen, they are going to make this queen super honey and make a new queen out of one of the workers, the larvae, and she's going to creep out of the hexagon, and then and then she's going to take to flight and try to mate with a drone, a male bee. And so the theory is that. And I was also thinking on just putting a box with the down layer here, an open box. So if one of these are swarming, they are just going to go into that box and start doing the thing inside that box. Yeah. So yeah, if you are a beekeeper and you're like watching this video and you're like that, that's a insane idea from you. Yeah, please say so, especially if you have tried. Oh, we're having sun hives now. Look at that. Yeah, and they were hitting the 3 and 4 before 1 and 2. But now I feel like they are picking up space, a pace there in 1 and 2 also. But they're much more active in 3 and 4. Yeah, look at that. Can you see that there is a real difference in how they are reacting now when the sun is hitting their cube, their hive. There's just traffic all around there. Very, very fun to see. Okay, so it's working. This was I was very concerned about. Did I do the correct move? But it seems like every hive is just adapting to the situation. None of them have perished. Thank you to the nature and the bees themselves. And now I just, yeah, I'm going to leave them. I'm going to go back to this spot and look at them some more. So before we stop, I'm going to go and just show you where I'm sitting, approx to the bees, and we are going to go beside them here, and then, oh yeah, I can feel the warmth. So you can see where I'm sitting. So close you can be without and behind the hive is not that dangerous. And you can see the sun is coming up there and hitting them. So where I live right now, it's midnight sun. So you have light all night too. But they are going to bed around 8 or 9 o'clock. Just like the chickens are. So they have a daily rhythm to them. Yeah, they are even some of them are sunbathing. There's just sun. That's nice. And number 4 is the first one with sun on them, and they were the first. They were more active than the other hives. So there you have it. Yeah, look at that. Now they're just more and more, and they are flying like 2-3 meters up in the air, some of them, and just sipping and sapping around. So with that, thank you all. Please have comments down below, and if I'm not answering them, I'm reading everything. And I'm probably going to try to just answer them on camera maybe, if you have some relevant questions for bees. And see you in the next one. Yeah, hopefully. She's not scared you. This is taken a while to wait for the sun, but it paid off. It paid off. I'm so happy right now. And I'm actually thinking on putting the microphone on them now and just have bee sounds in the end here. So what we are going to do is go close again. Put the microphone here. Yeah, as you can see, they are pretty chill bees. And yeah, I can watch them all day, I think. And if you're just calm, collective, and no sudden moves, I've not been stung once doing this for about an hour now. So just be mindful how you do things and where you are. Don't have panic. And of course, these are craner bees. Different breeds of bees will react different and have more or less aggression. One queen can produce more aggressive bees. So take everything I say just with be mindful. That kind of what I'm trying to say. So, anyways, I was trying to stop the video, but yeah, I can really feel the warmth right now. So. So it's very interesting. And yeah, you can see how they are responding to the warmth in the sun. Welcome home, my friends. You're forever home. Okay. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.